What do you think of his chip? He put out a chip that he said is the most powerful one.
Yeah, I mean it's a good chip. I'm not sure whether or not it's sufficient for true level 5 self-driving.
Hmm.
I think the consensus is honestly just pretty varied.
It is.
What I will say is for the workloads right now that most of these self-driving companies are running,
Hmm.
it's not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah. What's
Uh,
interesting to me is on a highway, it's flawless.
yeah,
On the streets, I when I have self driving also on my Honda Odyssey
yeah,
to keep keeping
yeah,
the lane, like the rudimentary. Like I think it's a major jump between when I get off the 6th Street exit here
yeah,
and I'm in San Francisco and you drive through the Tenderloin
yeah,
or Market Street. That's a whole different problem to solve than the 280.
yeah. I mean, this is exactly why this type of chip isn't enough because on the highway, it's actually pretty. Ironically, it's pretty constrained. There's only a certain number of things that can happen on the highway. There's only a certain number of things you can see. For example, you're never going to see a pedestrian on the highway.
No.
You're never going to see a
And
pedestrian.
if you hit a pedestrian on the highway, nobody's blaming you.
Yeah,
They're like, why is there a pedestrian on the highway? This person's committing suicide.
exactly. But in these city environments, you have, orders of magnitude more inputs.
Mm.
You have more variable speed. Even just planning, a trajectory to get from the beginning of the block to the end of the block might be very challenging if in the middle of your trajectory there's a person that happens to decide, okay, I'm going to jaywalk and walk across the street.
Yeah.
And for the level of safety that's required for sort of government regulations, but also for consumer adoption, I mean, again, the amount of compute that you need to do to get there is not enough, and that's including Elon's chip.
Yeah.